Former CNN journalist Don Lemon arrested in connection with Minnesota church protest. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon was taken into federal custody in Los Angeles late Thursday night after being charged in connection with a protest that disrupted a church service in St. Paul, Minnesota, earlier this month, authorities and his legal team said. The case has quickly drawn national attention not only for the involvement of a high-profile journalist, but also for the broader questions it raises about the role of the press and the First Amendment. Arrest linked to January 18th church protest. Lemon, 59, was arrested by federal agents at a hotel in Beverly Hills, where he had been covering the Grammy Awards, according to Attorney General Pam Bondi, who announced the arrest on social media. He and 3 other journalists and activists were taken into custody in connection with an incident on January 18th, when anti-immigration protesters entered city's church in St. Paul and disrupted a Sunday worship service. The protest targeted a pastor who also serves as an official with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Federal authorities have charged Lemon and others with civil rights violations, alleging they conspired to interfere with worshippers' exercise of religious freedom. Prosecutors contend the protest and those who joined it violated federal protections for places of worship and the rights of congregants. Lemon's response and legal defense. Lemon's attorney, Abbe Lowell, said in a statement that the former CNN anchor has been a journalist for 3 decades and was present at the St. Paul protest in a reporting capacity. Lowell argued that Lemon's work documenting and reporting on a news event is protected by the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of the press. He described the arrest as an unprecedented attack on journalistic freedom and said Lemon intends to fight the charges vigorously in court. Lemon was released later on his own recognizance after a brief court appearance in Los Angeles. Conditions of his release included restrictions on travel and communication with witnesses or victims in the case, as he prepares to defend himself in federal court. Controversy over press freedom. The arrest has ignited debate between advocates for press freedom and federal officials. Critics, including media advocates and civil liberties supporters, argue that charging a journalist for covering public protests could set a troubling precedent that chills reporting on politically sensitive events. Supporters of the government's actions contend that the law must protect worshippers' rights when protests cross the line into disrupting religious services. The legal battle is expected to play out in the coming weeks as Lemon's case moves forward, with Lemon maintaining that he was fulfilling his role as a journalist and that his actions were constitutionally protected.